Welcome to Property Pillars. This is a show where we talk to property professionals about buy-to-let investments, mortgages, land developments and other topics. Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned investor, this is a show for you. As we all know, there's an acute shortage of accommodation all across London, but really high rents. And most families are just simply struggling. You've got a band of people who are on the lower end, who are on housing benefit, and those people at the higher end who are on high income. What happens to those people in the middle, the ones who are just about getting by on wages? And we really need to find a solution for them. So in today's show, we're going to be talking to a housing project which is designed to help people in that category. Karen Bain is the CEO of Lease for Life. They provide affordable housing for families who are working and offer them long-term leases. We've got Karen Bain here with us. She's the Managing Director of Lease for Life, which is a housing project which helps provide affordable housing for working families. She's here to talk to us about what Lease for Life is, how she got there and how it benefits the landlords and the tenants. Thank you, Karen, for joining us. First of all, let's talk about Lease for Life. What is Lease for Life?
I often struggled when I was an estate agent with how difficult it was for people to find affordable accommodation. And this is average everyday people. Yeah. And so for me, Lease for Life is a way to solve the problem of housing in central London for people who are just about managing. They struggle every single day, and so much of their wages go into the housing. Wow. And the housing is unstable, and it's unstable in the way that in this country we have a minimum on an AST which is secured of 6 months. Yes. So you've got children, I have a child. Imagine if you couldn't actually decorate your son's room. This gives people a chance to do simple things like that. Save up monies for a deposit, and they may not even want to use it for a deposit. They might actually want to take their child on holiday or have pizza movie night. It doesn't matter. It's just about giving them the ability. And I like to say it's stability, security and dignity. And that basically is what Lease for Life is.
Wow. Lots of people are offering such incentives to landlords. So from a landlord's perspective, what would you offer a landlord who's got properties if they want to work with your Lease for Life?
I'm going to give you one example.
Yes. Okay,
so you have a perfectly great tenant and you want a rental increase because your agent is telling you, oh, rental increase would be amazing, 4%, and 4% is good in this market, trust me. And if they don't want to pay it, I'll get you another tenant that will. And the landlord's thinking, wow, that's an extra £1,000. Yeah. I want that. Yes. Because that makes sense. Yeah. So you have downtime on your property whilst you're swap tenants, called void periods. Then you have all the costs associated with ending a tenancy, creating a tenancy. I can guarantee you that the £1,000 that you make that year cost you £1,500. So you're actually £500 negative, but you've got a 4% increase. And that really is the simple equation that sums up what Lease for Life does for landlords. We keep you 5 years with the same tenant. Fantastic. No void periods, no downtimes. But we do more. Wow. I wrap around a protective service. Wow. So I work with my monitoring body is National Association of Landlords. We're members. And everything that they have, I take full use of. So the insurance package we wrap around the property is everything from public liability to contents insurance to flood damage, terrorism damage, you name it, it's there and it's protected. You would think that most landlords would have that, but not necessarily. Okay. On top of that, we do a rent on time scheme. So our tenants are referenced before they even go into the property. So they know how much they have to earn before they even apply for the property. Wow. And they are reference checked to ensure that they're suitable. They're financially checked to make sure that they can pay it. And then what we deliver is your rent's due on the 1st of the month. No matter what happens with your tenant, you get your rent on the 1st of the month. Fantastic. So from the tenant's point of view, the benefits are clear that, you know, unlike a professional estate agent, you've got security of 10 years for at least 5 years. Totally. 5 years, totally.
Total 5 years. You've got the whole wraparound service that you provide with the management, the rent guarantee scheme from the landlord's point of view. So what are the types of tenants that would be ideal for your housing project?
we want tenants with home ownership mentality because they engage with us as a company with ownership mentality. So, for instance, we guarantee our landlords have no cost for maintenance during the term of the 5 years. So there is no boiler changes or carpet replacements or furniture replacements. We engage with our tenants and say, this is your home. We provide a full gas service. If your boiler is broken, you don't chase the landlord, you don't chase us. You call British Gas, you explain what the problem is, and you engage with them. You don't have to wait for the landlord to come up with the money to fix the boiler.
So the tenant is made to feel this is their home. It's theirs as though 100%. They owned it. Fantastic.
They're given the control and the dignity to, if we work with IKEA, who are phenomenal, IKEA, one of the only other companies that bring their product costs down every year, and we work with them in business to supply the furniture. The furniture has 5-year warranties, and we gift the furniture to the tenants.
Great. So from the landlord's point of view, the security of tenure is there, the management and the maintenance of it is there. If I was a social housing project fund that was looking at working with you on this amazing project, which is fantastic.
That would be awesome.
What sort of incentives would you be able to offer us? Because obviously the government has made it clear that it really does have a huge shortage of rental accommodation and property accommodation for sale. So there's lots of people who are setting up funds to deal specifically for this sort of project. So from your point of view, how would it work for you if you were approached by a fund who was interested in investing in your idea and work forward from that? How would that work for you?
My biggest challenge in London are families, because the way you're rent guaranteed and my rent guarantee scheme that I'm working with are so much more kinder and sensibler than many of the other ones out there. So they make more leeway for us and give us more support. So the more cost effective the purchase of the property, then the better price I can deliver. Because my landlords will save their tenants 20% on the annual rent. So the tenant saves 20% immediately. But my landlord gets a market rate. And because it's fixed for the 5 years, it continues to be a market rate because there's no costs. So in a perfect world, I would be able to go and buy a property and convert it into 3 or 4 flats in a perfect world, and then be able to rent that one house that does one family out to 3 or 4 families, depending on the location. Ex-local authority stock is perfect for me because it's very affordable. So if someone has a right to buy and they want to use it as a rental investment, then I can deliver a very good rental return for them, but I can also deliver a home for a family.
That's great.
I know people that travel in from Milton Keynes every single day. You know, they're getting home at 7 or 8 o'clock at night because they can't afford to live in London. So it would be great if we could tackle that problem in that way.
I think it's an amazing project. I so much look forward to seeing and hearing from you in future about how that develops. So from the tenant's point of view, they're guaranteed security of tenure for 5 years with a wraparound service. It's made to feel like it's theirs, it's their home, they manage it, they respect it, they treat it, which automatically means you've got a better tenant and a better product with less turnarounds, less renovation costs and everything else. So from the landlord's point of view, they're guaranteed a worthy cause, a guaranteed rent, dealt with by your professional team.
Market rate.
Completely market rate provision. So it deals with the affordability and the security and the high rents from the landlord's point of view. So I'm really pleased that this discussion has happened today. I really appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you very much. If you want to get in touch with Karen about her Lease for Life project, email info@propertypillars.co.uk. You can also give us a call, tweet, or send us an Instagram. Join the Facebook page. Karen is available for further chats if you're interested in talking to her at the website. So thank you so much for coming on the show. Look forward to hearing from you how that project goes.
Thank you for having me.
All right.